Food can easily be contaminated if you don't keep your facility and equipment clean and sanitized. People get sick because the operation did not clean and sanitize the equipment correctly. Cleaning and sanitizing food contact surface can help you to avoid foodborne illness outbreak. We know naman na isa sa mga dapat nating lagyan ng iba yung pag-iingat ay yung pagpe-prepare ng pagkain. Dahil maaaring makontamina ito, ngunit alam nyo ba na hindi lamang ito sa pagpe-prepare natin ng pagkain, kundi maaaring makuha natin sa ginagamit natin like equipment, utensils, and sa place na meron tayo. Pag mali yung paggamit natin na ito, ay maaari tayo magkaroon ng foodborne illness and magkaroon ng foodborne outbreak. And maaari natin itong maiwasan sa pag-clean and sanitizing. Alam nyo ba kung ano yung pinagkaiba ng cleaning and sanitizing? Cleaning removes the food and other dirt from the surface. Cleaning, ito yung pagtatanggal ng germs, dirt, and bacteria. Ito rin yung kadalasan nating ginagawa sa ating tahanan like paghuhugas ng pinggan and pagsasabon ng towel na ating mga ginamit. And sanitizing reduce the pathogen on the surface to the safe level. Sanitizing, ito naman yung proseso ng paglilinis kung saan nagbabawas tayo ng mga germs at bacteria sa pamamagitan ng hot water and mga chemicals like alcohol, or sa kamay naman natin ay ginagamit natin na hand sanitizer. And yung pagsasanitize naman is ginagawa natin ito dapat after natin maglinis. Kasi useless yung sa-sanitize natin if hindi tayo maglilinis or magki-cleaning. So, yung mga kailangan gamitin like cleaners must be stable, non-corrosive, and safe to use. Ask your supplier to help you to pick up the cleaners that meet your needs. Kailangan natin gamitin yung cleaner or yung panlinis na safe at hindi masyadong matapang. And yung matapang kasi is masyado maapektuhan yung food handler, and kailangan din natin kumonsulta sa ating supplier para malaman kung ano nga ba yung swak sa ating mga pangangailangan. So, number 2, follow manufacturer instruction carefully. If not used correct way, cleaners may not work and can be dangerous. Ito yung commonly na hindi natin nasusunod sa bahay pa lang. Nasanay kasi tayo dun sa mga tansya-tansya natin sa paglilinis. And as a food handler, dapat alam natin kung paano sumunod sa mga instruction, lalo na sa paglilinis. Kasi hindi na pwede yung tansya-tansya lang dahil makaka-harm pa tayo sa ating ginagawang preparation. And pangatlo, do not use the type of cleaner in one place to another unless intended use is the same. Ito naman yung kung plato lang yung panghugas, and kung sa other naman like bar, wag na natin gagamitin ito sa pinggan. So ayun yun. And sunod naman is sanitizer. Food contact surface must be sanitized after they have been cleaned and dried. This can be done by using heat or chemicals. So, kagaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, dapat nauuna yung clean bago mag-sanitize dahil maaaring maging useless lang yung pagsasanitize natin dahil nababawasan lang naman yung germs and hindi nawawala. Heat sanitizer. One way to sanitize items is to soak them in hot water. From this method to work, the water must be at least 171 Fahrenheit or 77 degrees Celsius. The item must soak for at least 30 seconds. Another way to sanitize them is through high temperature dishwasher. Ito naman yung sa commonly is dun sa trabaho ng mama ko. And nung nag-work din kasi ako doon, ito yung nakita ko talaga is yung nagsisterilize sila ng utensils like kutsara and tinidor. So, nakita ko kung paano nila ginagawa yon, like may may equipment silang na ginagamit doon para ma-sterilize yun for about ilang seconds bago sila tumanggap ng customer. So, yung pangalawa is the chemical sanitizing. Tableware, utensils, and equipment can be sanitized by soaking them in a chemical sanitizing solution, or you can swab rice and spray them on with sanitizing solution. Ito naman yung mas commonly na nakikita ko sa tableware and dun sa ginagamit nila. Like alcohol, minsan iodine and chlorine. Kasi nung dun sa work namin, yung ginagamit namin is yung chlorine and alcohol din po yung ginagamit namin sa tablewares namin and equipment. Sa after namin maglinis, ito yung ginagamit namin chemical sanitizing. So, ayun po. Next one. We have three common of chemical sanitizer are chlorine, iodine, and a quaternary ammonium compounds and quartz. Chemical sanitizer are regularly by state and federal Environment Protection Agency or EPAS. Bakit sa tingin nyo ito yung na-approve ng state environmental? It's because hindi gaano yung effect nila sa tao. And kahit sino naman kaya i-tolerate yung ganitong chemical sanitizer and effective din ito sa paglilinis. Sanitizer effectiveness, several factors influence the effectiveness of chemical sanitizers. The most critical included concentration, temperature, contact time, water hardness, and pH. Maraming nakaka-impluwensya sa effectiveness ng mga sanitizer and may mga factor na mostly is concentration, temperature, contact time, water hardness, and pH. Concentration is kung gaano karami yung volume ng isang chemical sa isang product. Temperature is kung gaano ka-cold or ka-warm yung type ng sanitizer. And temperature, yung lugar kung saan naglalagay ng chemical. And contact time, kung gaano kabilis ka maglalagay. Water hardness, kung anong type ng sanitizer, kung liquid type ba or gel. And kung pH, kung gaano ka-acidic yung sanitizer.
Concentration. First bullet. Sanitizer solution is a mix of chemical sanitizer and water. The concentration of this mix. The amount of sanitizer to water is critical. Too little sanitizer may make the solution weak and useless. Too much sanitizer may make the solution too strong and unsafe. It can also leave a bad taste on items. Hindi lang po basta-basta ang paggawa ng sanitizer solution dahil may mga measurements na kailangan sundin sa paggawa nito. Especially sanitizer solution contains chemicals. If you use too little sanitizer, it will make the solution weak and it won't do the job. And too much sanitizer can be harmful and unsafe to use. When we use chemicals for cleaning, make sure that we read first the manufacturer's instruction. It will help us to use the chemical properly and also to avoid risk. Second bullet, concentration is measured in parts per million or ppm. To check the concentration of a sanitizer solution, use a test kit and make sure it is made for the sanitizer being used. Proper concentration is critical. Concentration below the required amount will result in a failure to sanitize and too high are considered toxic and poisonous. Concentration of the solution should be tested frequently and sanitizer level must be monitored with the proper test kits like CM240 for chlorine, QT10 for quartz, and etc. Check the kit to make sure it hasn't expired. Tear off 2 inches of test paper and dip the strip into the solution. Compare the color of the strip into the color chart, and the closest matching color indicates the effectiveness of the concentration to identify if the sanitizing solution is useless or unsafe to use. Making sanitizing solution need a very precise ratio that must be followed closely. Chemical sanitizing solution should have a water temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and the chemical strength of quaternary ammonia or quartz is about 200 parts per million, or we can follow the recommendations of manufacturers. For iodine is about 12.5 parts per million, and chlorine is 50 to 100 parts per million, or we can use the recommendations of manufacturers. The last bullet, hard water, food bits, and leftover detergent can reduce the solution's effectiveness. Change the solution when it looks dirty or its concentration is too low. If there's a residue of food left in the food contact surfaces and proceed in cleaning, it will reduce the effectiveness of the solution. There are key steps on how to clean and sanitize food contact surfaces properly. Food surfaces must be cleaned before it can be correctly sanitized. The first thing is pre-cleaned. Remove the visible dirt and food residue from the surfaces through soaking, scraping, or scrubbing. Next is main clean. Wash the surfaces with detergent or hot water, and after cleaning, rinse the surface using clean potable water. The goal is to remove all the remaining detergent, and after the surface is rinsed, it can be now sanitized and let it dry or wipe it all off using cloth. The cleaning and sanitizing of the working station should be on schedule. Next is temperature. The water sanitizing solution must be the correct temperature. The temperature of the solution is crucial. Water temperature should be 110 degrees Fahrenheit with the appropriate concentration of detergent. To increase the activity of the solution, temperature between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and 120 degrees Fahrenheit allow the sanitizer to work properly. Next is contact time. For a sanitizer solution to kill pathogens, it must make contact with the object being sanitized for a specific amount of time. It must be in contact with the solution for at least 30 seconds. After cleaning the food contact surfaces, the next thing to do is to apply sanitizing solution. We can use different types of sanitizing solution for sanitizing the surfaces: chlorine, quaternary, etc. Concentration of 150 to 400 parts per million with a minimum water temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit and the contact time of 30 seconds, or it depends on the instruction of the manufacturers. Let the solution dry in the surfaces before wiping the sanitizing solution down using cloth to remove and kill all pathogens on the food contact surfaces. The last is water hardness and pH. Water hardness and pH can affect how well a sanitizer works. Water hardness is the amount of minerals in your water, while pH is a measure of how acidic your water is. Find out what your water hardness is from your municipality, then work with your supplier to identify the correct amount of sanitizer to use for your water. Water hardness and water pH can also affect the sanitizing solution effectiveness because hard water contains minerals such as calcium and magnesium that creates crusty deposits, also called as clay, or yung mga nakikita natin sa gripo na parang kalawang. And pH is a measure of how acidic water is. The recommended pH range for an effective and safe sanitizing solution is 6.5 to 7.5. Solutions with pH values lower than 6.0 are more corrosive. This will shorten the life of treated equipment, and the result of using hard water in sanitizing solution will decrease the bactericidal activity of the sanitizer prepared from the water.